Game 4, Eastern Conference Finals. Pull out the old Escoba because the sweep is a-coming tomorrow night at the Kaseya Center, 8:30 p.m. Here's the update on Kevin Love. He has a leg strain in his left leg. He's officially listed as probable for tomorrow. He said today, felt like a muscle cramp. He actually would have been available in the second half, but it was a 15-point lead, then it was a 20-point lead.
Rest your starters in the fourth quarter kind of game.
Amen.
Oh, goodness.
Amen, brother. And he said,
Right,
quote,
now I'm with you.
Oh, now it's amen, brother.
Let's go.
Amen,
Used to
brother.
jump through the window and strangle me when I said that.
Take your shoes off, Jimmy. I want Jimmy to have his feet up on the bench with his shoes off with 8 minutes left in the game.
I want him to borrow DJ Khaled's pillow for his feet on the bench.
His feet up.
You want to know what the line is for tomorrow night's Heat game? You want to take a guess? What do you think the line is tomorrow? Now, believe it or
You know
not, the
what?
Celtics were favored yesterday. It was shocking, but true. It closed at 4.5. The Celtics were 4.5-point favorites when the game went off yesterday. What do you think the line is for tomorrow?
Sad. Celtics 3.
Solana?
So I'll tell you the truth. I saw it yesterday night. I looked it up. The Celtics were plus 2.5 last night, but I haven't seen it since then. I'm going to guess it's pick'em right now.
So it was Celtics minus 2.5 last night.
No,
and then it
Celtics
was, I'm
plus
sorry,
2.5.
Heat. It was Heat minus 2.5 last night, and then it was Heat minus 2 this morning, and now it's Heat minus 1.5. So it is going down, Solana. You are correct. People are betting Boston. They are still betting Boston. And listen, it is the stock market theory, right? So if I buy 100 shares of Amazon at and it's way above this, but if I buy 100 shares of Amazon at 100, right, because I like it at 100, and it dips down to 80, the theory is you buy more.
Yep.
If you liked it at 100, you have to love it at 80 because you thought it was going to go up from 100. You're going to wait it out. Same thing happens. If you like the Celtics at -9, and then you like the Celtics at -4, if you're getting the Celtics now, +2, no matter what you've seen, the theory is, well, if I liked him at -9, obviously I have to bet him at +2.
Yeah.
And so that's how that's working right now in the gambling market.
I brought it up because I had a gigantic argument with people at this barbecue. And this is not my friend's barbecue. This is Asia's friend's bar. So my wife drugged me to this barbecue, and now I'm arguing with men I never met in my life. They can't sweep them. And I'm like, why?
What have you seen that would lead you to believe otherwise?
I kept saying I'm a resume guy. This was my thing yesterday. Fellas, I'm a resume guy. The resume of this series shows you that the Heat are a flat-out better team than Boston Celtics. What is this? They can't sweep them have to do with it? And that was the narrative. So that was their thing. They were like, oh, the Boston's going to win game 4. I'm like, why? Give me they're not. They can't sweep them. And that's their only go-to.
Right.
It makes no sense to me.
It made sense before the series started. Before the series started, I would say neither team's going to sweep another team. Now, I can't find the path for Boston winning a game. I just can't. They looked, again, like they got their soul stolen from them yesterday. How are they going to look tomorrow after they've had to marinate on this?
And with what happened yesterday, because it killed my narrative of Jimmy having to go crazy and Bam having to go crazy to win when they're the 4th and 5th leading scorers on the team. Oh, that set me up. There's no way Boston can beat them if Jimmy can score 16 and still win this game.
Yesterday, to start the fourth quarter, I know it's a 30-point deficit. The game's over, right? To overcome 30 points in 12 minutes, it's almost impossible. But you're down 2-0 in a series. This is your last effort, right? Like, this is it right here, these final 12 minutes. In my opinion, Mazzulla starting Hauser, Pritchard, Muscala, and I don't remember who else. Like, he brought out the bench to start the fourth quarter. That was him saying, my guys quit on me, going back to what you were saying, Crowder. And that's not to demean what the Heat did, not to take away from what the Heat did. The Heat forced Brown and Tatum and Horford to quit on their head coach. That happened last night. How do they respond from that? How do they rebound from that?
I think also that tells your team, like for me, that was Joe Mazzulla saying, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do.
And you don't see that in the Eastern Conference Finals.
You don't see that in the Eastern Conference Finals.
No.
I mean, that's what it said to me, right? Which is, okay, I need a spark, but I don't want to throw in the towel. This is where, coaching comes into play. I need a spark. The guys who are supposed to be doing it aren't doing it. But I don't want to appear to throw in the towel at the same time. But I don't know what to do.
Yeah. You only got 15, Hawk.
So
who you gonna play?
So you can do something. The Lakers found a spark with Lonnie Walker just a few games ago. You know what I mean? Like, a coach can find a spark. What Joe Mazzulla did, to me, just said, I don't know what to do. It's like, the toilet backs up, and I look at it. I don't know what to do.
Plunger.
Eh.
To this crazy analogy, that plunger usually was Marcus Smart.
Right. You could,
yeah.
Right.
He was supposed to be that, and he'll go start some crap. He'll go and play. He can play good ball. I like Marcus Smart. He can play ball.
Great ball player.
But he's even sitting out there with his little braids looking confused, with his little frosted tips, whatever he has.
He threw a punch yesterday.
I think he did that strategically to try to be like, guys, let's go.
The funny thing is,
he can't do it anymore. They're not listening to him.
It didn't even work because they just called it a regular foul, which was ridiculous.
The Heat are the big brother beating up the little brother right now. The refs are looking at this like, okay, Boston is cute. Let's keep them around.
It's really hard. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you thought they looked like their soul was stolen yesterday, all these conversations that we're having right now are the same conversation that the Celtics team is having.
Yep.
Either in their head or with each other. Like, I don't think Joe Mazzulla wakes up today without tons of doubt about what have I done over 3 games and how am I going to dig myself out of this?
Hawk, do you understand that the Boston Celtics organization right now is talking about how to stop Gabe Vincent?
Right.
Like, they are spending time on Gabe Vincent's offense.
Yeah.
But Jimmy's still there. Bam's still there. Kevin Love, if he's up, like all these guys, they're worried about Gabe. But there is so much going on right now with them that they have to be looking at each other crazy. I think they gave up. I know people don't want to say that. I believe Game 3, the Boston Celtics gave up and said, let's see what happens in 4. This series is over if you can give up.
Correct.
I've seen it in the first round, Hawk. I've never seen it this deep in the playoffs.
I actually believe if you could say at the end of a game when it's out of hand, like, we're out, we tap out, I believe they would have tapped out last night before Pepes played with about 6 minutes to go, which is absurdly early.
Yeah. Because you can do that in Madden. If somebody gets up on you enough, you can be like, hey, you got this one. Let's reset it.
I mean, you could do it in UFC.
Yeah. Let's reset it. Just tap out.
I'm out.
Let's reset it. They wanted to reset it about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Let's get to Game 4.
Bro, they lost the first 2 at home. They came into Miami. It's a 15-point deficit at halftime. Jimmy Butler and Bam only combined for 29 points. Gabe Vincent had 29 points himself. Like,
it's amazing.
Like, what do they say? Coming into this series, don't let Jimmy Butler beat you. We have Bam's number. And Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, Kyle Lowry, we'll outplay them. Our role players are better than them. Jimmy Butler yesterday, when the Heat had a 20-point lead in the first half, had taken 3 field goal attempts. Like, what do they do?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Joe Mazzulla showed you. He doesn't have the answer. Like, he doesn't have the answer.
No. He needs some rest. He needs some rest.
All right, tonight can happen all over again. The Florida Panthers lead the Eastern Conference Finals 2-0.
Unbelievable.
From 4 overtimes to just one overtime, but I think we all had the same gasp that Doug Plagans and Billy Lindsay and Wayne Gretzky did. Oh, not again. So I want to ask you guys, what was, for you, the best part of Game 2? Was it Barkov's goal, which was, Hawk, you want to talk about cutesy?
Ooh.
I mean,
faked going between the legs. Now, they had a new goalie in there. It wasn't Frederick Anderson, who had been phenomenal in Game 1. I wonder, did they take him out Game 2? I was going to ask Plagans today. Was he out solely for rest?
Yeah, from what I read today, there was no injury. It was just based on the fact that he played 2 full hockey games, and they feel confident.
Bobrovsky did too, but
the baby's tired.
Yeah,
Bob ain't tired.
Time to man up. But it'll be Anderson back in net tonight.
Who?
But yeah, what's that?
Who?
Anderson.
Who's that?
I forgot we're working a bit.
Sorry.
He plays hockey.
That's our Hall and Oates bit.
Yeah.
I told you Gretzky was angry on the set. Who? Gretzky. Who's that?
That's my go-to.
So was it
Gretzky and Lemieux.
was it Barkey's goal, which was just like stupid, or I mean, Kachuk's goal obviously wins the game, but not the goal itself. Matthew Kachuk scoring and just deciding we're out. Let's go. Like let's go through the glass. We're
Bus
out
in 10 minutes. They asked him after the game, "What'd you say to the team?" He said, "Bus in 10 minutes."
That's awesome.
It's so great. I'll tell you, for me, in all honesty, as great as that Barkov goal was, Sergei Bobrovsky. It's all I can do is go, oh my God, Sergei Bobrovsky. Like you can't. You talk about what you're watching with the Heat. Like it is really hard to understand the slander that Sergei Bobrovsky has received over 3 years here versus how he has performed in this series, especially because of the number of periods he's had to do it.
We just talked about Jimmy Butler, and I think it's the same swing mentally for people where you question Jimmy, and I said it, Solana, you called me out, and I'm wrong. Jimmy's not a one on a big team. Sergey, he's long in the tooth. I don't see what the $70 million was for. Right in this window, I've seen the $70 million. I see why Jimmy Butler's a one. I think it's a lot of similarities between Jimmy and Sergei Bobrovsky through this playoff run, what they did to swing their narrative with the fan base, and I would say me. Hell, I'm personal.
Yep.
They swung it with me, both of those guys.